नमस्कार आणि येवकार तुमकां प्रुडंट मिडियाच्या आमच्या सप्तकी कार्यावळींत जागोर. आयचो जागोर आमी घेतात गोंय मुक्तीच्या 50व्या वर्धापन दिसाक सुवर्ण जयंती दिसा तुमकां सगळ्यांक गोंय मुक्तीची परबीं. आणि आयज आमी जागोरांत गोंय मुक्ती दिसाच्या निमतान एक वेगळोच विशय हांगा चर्चे खातीर घेतात. तो म्हणजे गोंय मुक्त जावन 50 वर्सां जालीं तरीकय अजून कांय जाणांचें म्हणणें आसा की गोंय हें भारतांत विलीन जावपाक नाका आशिल्लें, गोंय हें वेगळेंच उरपाक जाय आशिल्लें. त्या शिवाय थोड्या जाणांक अजून दिसता, अजून पर्यंत कांय भावना आसात अश्यो लोकांच्यो की गोंय आज जी परिस्थिती आसा, गोंयची राजकीय परिस्थिती, आर्थीक परिस्थिती ताचे परस पुर्तुगीज परिस्थिती खूब बरी आशिल्ली. अश्यो वेगवेगळ्यो भावना आसात, वेगवेगळी हें आसात आनी सगळ्या प्रामाणीक भावनांचो आदर करूनच आमी हांगा आयची ही बसका घेतात. आनी ताचे खातीर आमचे कडेन हांगा 3 मानेस्त आसात. तातूंतले पयले आसात श्री फ्लावियन डायस, जे गोंयचे एक झुजारी स्वातंत्र्य सैनीक, नॅशनल काँग्रेस गोवा भितर आशिल्ले आनी त्या बरोबर एक वरिश्ठ पत्रकार, मुंबय आनी गोंया भितर आनी प्रेस ट्रस्ट ऑफ इंडिया भितर काम करून ते रिटायर जाल्यात. दुसरे आमचे बरोबर हांगा आसात एडवोकेट आंतोनियो लोबो, जे म्हापशेंचे एक लॉयर, एक बऱ्यापैकी अभ्यासक आनी खुबश्या गजालीचो अभ्यास करून कांय गजाली बरयतात आनी तांणी हालीं ह्या गजालींचेर कांय लिखाणी केल्लें आसा. तिसरे आमचे बरोबर आसात एडवोकेट क्लिओफात अल्मेदा कुतिन्हो, आनी क्लिओफात बाब हे एक लॉयर आसात, कॉलेजी भितर शिकयतात आनी त्या बरोबर कॉन्स्टिट्युशनाचेर त्यांचो बरो अभ्यास आसा. तुमकां तिगांयकय आमच्या स्टुडियो भितर येवकार. आनी आंतोन बाब, आमी तुमचे कडल्यान सुरू करया. रिसंटली यू हॅव बीन रायटींग ऑल्सो इन दी न्यूज पेपर्स ऑल्सो, आनी वेर यू हॅव ऑल्सो तुमी अशे तरेचो व्यू पॉयंट मांडला की आफ्टर लिबरेशन गोवा सेपरेट उरपा जाय आशिल्लें, इंडिये भितर मर्ज करपा नाका आशिल्लें, अशाय तरेचे व्यूज तुमी मांडिल्ले आसात. एक्झॅक्टली इन दीस बॅकग्रावंड आयची 50 वर्सां आमी सेलिब्रेट करतना वॉट आर यू ट्रायंग टू से एक्झॅक्टली? कॅन यू जस्ट एक्सप्लेन दी व्ह्युअर्स?
My contention has been that Goa, Daman and Diu was a colony. Having been a colony, the United Nations has protected the right of every colony by, in fact, as late as passing a resolution as late as 1960, sometime in December. I do not have the appropriate resolution number with me right now, where they have reiterated this particular right of every colony in the world. Now, what has taken place is that in 1961, Operation Vijay took place. The Portuguese were driven out of Goa. So far, so good. What did not take place, and this is the contention upon which I am basing my points, is that the next step, the next logical step which should have taken place was, what do you want? The local population. Not by putting an option which was given to us in the opinion poll, whether to, as I said in that article, whether to disappear politically or whether you want to be an union territory. The option should have been, do you want to be with the Union of India? That option has not been given to us. And I say that as per the United Nations resolutions, India should have asked, the Union of India should have asked Goa, Daman and Diu and its population, what do you want?
डायस बाब, खूब थोडके भितर तांणी एक भूमिका मांडली आनी UN जी युनायटेड नेशन्साची बेज घेवनय तांणी सांगिल्लें की ऑप्शन दिवपाक जाय आशिल्लें. आनी हें ऑप्शन घेनासतना डायरेक्ट तुमी इंडिये भितर गेले अशे तरेचें हें आशिल्लें. तुमचें ह्या बाबतींत मत कितें?
स्वातंत्र्य सैनीक जाल्ल्यान आमी सदांच म्हणटाले युनायटेड नेशन वो कोणूय TB कुयन्या जेन्ना फ्रांसा आसलो आनी एंटी कोलोनियल लीग तांणी तयार केल्लें, तातूंत होची मिन, चावेन लाय सारके एशियन लिडर आसले. सगळ्यांचें म्हणणें आसलें की हे कोलोनियलिस्ट आसा तांणी एशिया आफ्रिका सोडून वयचो आनी त्या खातीर पूण युनायटेड नेशन जावं आनी जगांतलें खंयचेंच व्हडलें हें आसूं तें आमकां लागू पडना, ही आमची भुमिका सदांच आसली. आनी दुसरें, गोवा शूड बी पार्ट ऑफ इंडिया हें TB कुयन्यान दाखोवन दिल्लें जेन्ना इंडियन नॅशनल काँग्रेसाक कलकत्ता सेशना वचून ताणें फॉर्म केल्ली. तो आमचो कांयच दुबाव मनान आसलो की वेदर वी शूड बी इन इंडिया ऑर नॉट, हें नासलेंच.
ओके क्लिओफात, दोन्ही पोजिशन्स तुम्ही आयकल्यात. फ्रीडम फायटराची फिलिंग्स, त्याच बरोबर एक लॉयराची स्टडीड हें की अशी तरेची आसपाक जाय आशिल्ली. वॉट डू यू फील?
See, according to me, the issue now is irrelevant. At the end of the 50-year, I mean almost at the threshold of Golden Jubilee, I don't think that's the issue anymore. Secondly, when there was freedom movement in Goa, it was almost accepted that Goa would be part of India. And at the time of liberation, when Operation Vijay took place, the issue whether we should be part of India or not, that issue was not there. In fact, the Indian army was welcomed into Goa. Secondly, we must understand that the Operation Vijay took place in the backdrop of Portuguese signing NATO and SEATO treaties, Southeast Asia Treaty Organization treaties. It was in that context that Operation Vijay took place. Goa could not be a pawn in the geopolitical chessboard at that time when NATO and SEATO, Portuguese had already signed treaties. So I would say that it was but natural that Goa would be part of India. And another thing I would also like to make a point that even when opinion poll that issue was given, whether we should be merged with Maharashtra or remain a separate territory, the issue that whether we should be part of India or not, the issue never arose, and the question of that issue does not arise even now.
If the issue had not arisen, then Anton Babu would have not said it. I think the feelings are there definitely, and he परिस्थिती आशिल्ली. What do you feel about it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
आता कितें आहा, what Mr. Koting has just spoken about, NATO being a signatory and CENTO, I very frankly do not understand from which angle he is speaking, because merely saying it in that fashion doesn't advance any argument to any point. There is one question which comes to my mind. On many an occasion, whether in Parliament or whether for Congress conventions, Prime Minister Nehru had very clearly stated one thing, that when Goa, Daman and Diu become part of India, we will see that its identity is protected. On this point, there is no question of any interpretation. If that was the case, then how is it? Then suddenly opinion poll was foisted upon Goa. At that point, there should have been an absolute no from the center to say, no, we have promised these people that we will protect their identity. There is no question of an opinion poll here.
No,
So
that is
how
one
is
issue.
The question of opinion poll also took place because there was also a demand from a big section saying that we should merge into Maharashtra. It was in that backdrop, and finally we have to also understand that opinion poll is the first and the last opinion poll conducted by the Election Commission.
That's
There has
what
been no other
एक
opinion
गजाल
poll.
म्हाका सांगशात की ओपिनियन पोल जावन गोंय सेपरेट उरलें आनी सगळें जालें परिकूत अजून तुमची फिलिंग आहा की इट शुड हॅव बीन मर्ज्ड इनटू महाराष्ट्र रायट हे
Yes.
तुमकां अजून दिसता
Correct.
इवन आफ्टर पिपल्स प्लेबिसाइड
Yes.
ओके तशें तांकांय दिसता
ना, ना.
दो देर वॉज नो प्लेबिसाइड
ना, ना,
की गोवा शुड हॅव बीन रिमेन्ड अ सेपरेट एंटिटी मे बी अ सेपरेट कंट्री
हय.
इन अ सिमिलर वे दे ही इज फिलिंग
separate
सेपरेट कंट्री
country.
उरपाची आनी ती इंडियेक जावपा नाका आशिल्ली वॉट इज रॉंग विथ दॅट
issue of country had already been rejected.
नो बट देयर वाज
When-
ही इज सेइंग देयर वाज नो प्लेबिसाइड हेल्ड
Plebiscite is not necessary to decide freedom. Freedom is never decided by plebiscite. This
It
is
is
first.
decided by one person or
No,
two persons.
no.
It is decided by people who are sitting in Bombay. Whether Goa should have a freedom or not. Who are these people who decided that the question was put to decide? Who decided
But
this?
that issue has not arisen.
That
According
issue-
to me, nobody has
No,
raised that issue.
I'm referring to the point
Yeah.
raised by Mr. Dias,
Yes.
where he is stating that this issue was cast to the side. By whom?
No, no.
Who are these people who decided on behalf of 6 lakhs and a half of
no,
people?
the
The
political
6 lakhs
parties.
people, 6 lakhs people have
No, no,
almost
I'm
accepted.
referring-
have almost
I'm
accepted that we will be
referring-
part of India.
I'm referring to
There has
Mr.
been no-
Dias'
There has been no
comment.
dissent on that count.
No, no. My issue is, see, there were political parties in Bombay. They were part of Goa. And in a dictatorial regime of Salazar, was their party allowed? No. So they were operating from outside. And all of them, without exception, wanted Goa to be merged with India.
I think on this count there is no argument that it should merge with India. Now the question is merge with Maharashtra.
Before going to other part things, opinion poll and all, Anand Bab, when Kriofat is saying, Adayas Bab is saying, there was no demand. तुमकां अशें खंय सापडलां that there was a demand and there was a feeling की in Goa separate आसपाक जाय आशिल्लो, there was a demand like that?
पळय कितें आसा,
आसलो.
as we come to the point of dictatorial regime, if you were aware of what was happening at that particular point of time, you would see that Goa and Goans were a population which had been totally domesticated. Therefore, dissent was something which was not possible within the context of the dictatorship. It is not only
No,
not only
after
in Goa. No,
liberation.
no, one second.
After
Let
liberation.
me get there.
Yeah.
Let me get to that point. So it was not only in Goa. It was not only in Daman and Diu. It was also in Portugal itself. People were being killed by the dictator. People were being put in jail. Therefore, you have people like Mari Suarez and others fighting from outside. So, keeping that in mind, you have to see what took place subsequent. We had the army here. There was no question of any protest or anything. A letter which was written by Brut da Costa to Nehru, Advocate Brut da Costa, Anton Brut da Costa, was never replied to. He raised this issue.
Saying what it should not be merged into India.
Saying that what you have done by using force is going against the very principles upon which you have based your government, and for that matter, even Mahatma Gandhi.
So you call it an aggression.
Now,
you call it an aggression.
He called it. I did not call it.
Okay.
He called it. The point is, what happened at that point of time is that the police visited his house, and he was threatened.
That is
Now-
after liberation.
This is in 1962. The letter was addressed in August 1962. Now, what I am saying is, at that point of time, you could not, as I said, the Goa
No,
was
but
under
this letter could be a stray
Am
letter,
I-
one
wait,
stray letter.
Am I going to be able to answer this question or not? Now,
Yeah, but finish it fast.
now the point is,
I'm only
the
1
point-
minute left
as I
for the
said,
first half.
The point is that we were a cowed down population, and the military regime did not help.
We means who?
Goans,
Where?
all the Goans.
According to me,
All the
Nishad,
Goans.
this is not correct. Even if such a letter was
Yeah.
written, it was one person possibly writing the letter. One. And in any case, I am saying that there has been no such a demand has never come. I do not know from where this demand is coming today.
See, Indian Express
The
has given names of people who asked autonomy of that time. Mankekar.
डायस बाब तुमच्या भितरले म्हणजे फक्त 2 मिनिटं उरल्यात पण ताचे तुमच्या भितरले काही फ्रीडम फायटर्स सांगताले की आमकां ऑटोनॉमी जाय म्हणून.
पुरुषोत्तम काकोडकर.
पुरुषोत्तम काकोडकर सांगतालो
ना
ऑटोनॉमी जाय म्हणून. मागीर
ताजी कितें जाल्लें ते
So there were views of
No,
the
but
people
correct,
that
but-
they didn't want to merge into
Correct.
India wholly, completely.
no,
There are
no.
300 freedom fighters, and if one of them demand,
But he is
it
a
does not-
major freedom
no,
fighter.
It does not become the mainstream view.
He was called traitor by T.B. Queen.
Who? Purushottam Kakodkar.
Purushottam.
so
He was-
It is on record in his book. This
What do you feel?
he is the traitor.
आम्ही एक काम करूया. आम्ही एक काम करूया.
would
एक
it
काम
be
करूया.
possible to call him a traitor to the Goan cause? he's a traitor to the Goan cause.
So he is calling you a traitor to the Goan coast because the plebiscite was not allowed.
Absolutely.
Plebiscite cannot be.
Who are these people to call somebody else a traitor?
ओके आम्ही एक काम करूया ह्या गजालीचेर आम्ही फुडें डिस्कशन व्हरया. हे डिस्कशन खूप इंटरेस्टिंग जायत चल्लां आनी खुबश्यो गजाली वेगवेगळ्यो येवपाक लागल्यात. आम्ही एक ल्हानसो विसव घेतात आनी परत तुमचे कडेन येतात आनी डिस्कशन सुरू करतात. पळयत रावात प्रुडंट मिडिया.